And we're gonna get to see a first game back, prime time 9 p.m. as I mentioned earlier. So with everything said, the Clippers for the most part have their rotations for the most part have their rotations figured out and everything. I think they've got the Lakers completely beat in coaching from the head coach on down. Maybe they don't have the firepower in their two leading men that the Lakers have, but those two guys that they do have are good enough. What do you expect to see once those two match up on July 30th?
On opening night, I think I think that's going to be real interesting. I'm kind of, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go with the Lakers, and here's why I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I'm gonna pick the Lakers on July 30th because when play did stop, I think the Lakers were kind of on a high. I think they're gonna kind of gonna come in and try to keep that going. I think they're gonna Brown's probably gonna sit the team down and talk about let's get back to where we were before the postpone happened. I think they just had beat the Clippers and they just had beat the Bucks. So I think they watched some footage of that and they say LeBron and the coach kind of tells them like let's get back to that. Let's kind of come back on that high that we ended off with. I think they'll probably watch some footage of the game that they beat the Clippers and see what they did right against the Clippers and kind of trying to use that same thing and that same momentum coming into the game. So I'm gonna pick the Lakers on this one. Opening night back. I think Bron's gonna be hyped. The team's gonna be hyped. They're gonna come in and try to ride that same high, and I think they'll get them on this night.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, man. I um I think that the fact that they stopped the season when I agree the Lakers were on a high, but I think them stopping the season while they were on that high is going to hurt them tremendously. That momentum that they had going down that stretch into the postseason isn't there anymore. These guys got to reset. We kind of mentioned already they're bringing in new pieces. They got to find a way to integrate these guys. Whereas the Clippers, for the most part, again, they know what they're doing. They know what they have. Not only that, but Kawhi is like a silent killer. He that dude really is a competitor. I think he's gonna want to get them back for that last loss that they took to the Lakers last time we seen them play, and Doc is gonna be ready to go as well. I got the Lakers. I got the Clippers winning that game.
I'm still gonna stick with my pick with the Lakers. And here's another thing. I think that we kind of talked about it. A lot of people can talk about it. The media has been trying to give Braun that MVP award, and with those last two games against the Clippers and the Bucks before the season ended, a lot of people have have started to think that the gap has been closing a lot between him and Giannis. I think Braun's gonna come out, especially with this time off in between, to show people that he still got it. That's just another reason to kind of display his greatness, being 37, I believe he is taking time off mid-season and coming back and still playing at a high level. I think Bron's going to try to take that and build his MVP campaign a little more. So I think Bron's going to come out and try to get that one. So I'm sticking with the Lakers.
Oh, that's fine. LeBron definitely still got some in the tank. He's not going to win MVP. Yeah, that's locked up. We're a part of the media, but I'm just giving you my actual opinion here. But Giannis is winning back-to-back MVPs. Um, one thing
I
I will
like.
say, one thing I will say, that I am worried about with the Clippers, arguably their best scorer on the team might not rejoin them. In Lou Williams, so that's definitely something that we got to watch out for. My personal opinion, I think he will come back, but it's definitely something to look out for, and it'll hurt them tremendously if he's not back.
I agree. It would hurt them tremendously if he's not back. They're six man, one of their best scorers, especially late in the game. He's come up clutch since he's been with the Clippers, and maybe even before that. So I think that they're definitely going to need him, and I just don't know who kind of replaces him off the bench. I mean, like you said, they signed a lot of players and Reggie Jackson and a lot of people to strengthen their bench, but I just don't think no one's going to bring the firepower that Lou Will brings. His unorthodox scoring, his kind of leaning to the side kind of shot. I think he's just too crafty for certain defenders. Yeah, so I think it's a big loss for them. And if he doesn't come back, like you said, that's something definitely to watch for. If he doesn't come back, I my pick is looking great. I'm not gonna lie, but I think the Clippers should be a little worried. So, but I think there's a championship on the line, And I think he sees the moment. He's been in the league for a while now, and I'm not sure if he's kind of ever had this opportunity. I think he's gonna come back and kind of go for this one.
All right, so before we get out of here, I want to ask you one more thing. So I had to get your opinion on this. We think it's going to be the consensus is it'll be in LA, whether it's the Clippers or the Lakers, versus Milwaukee finals. Who's stopping one of those three teams from making that happen?
Who's stopping one of the three teams? All right, I'm gonna give you two answers. I'm gonna give you one from the East that could stop the Bucks. I'm gonna give you one from the West. I'm gonna start off with the East. They haven't had the greatest season this year, but I still think in a series, if they can get it together, the 76ers can stop this. We saw how upset Embiid was after that Game 7 crushing loss to Kawhi Leonard's game-winning shot. I think with the time off, Brett Brown has had a lot of time. His job is kind of on the line too. We talked about this job's on the line. He's kind of on the hot seat too. He has had a lot of time to sit down, reflect on the season, and kind of figure out how to maybe fit Al Horford into the puzzle. Kind of fit the other pieces. Maybe get Ben Simmons to shoot some more threes like you were bringing up. And like you said, they're saying that Embiid is healthy. So if Embiid is healthy and he's hungry, and Brett Brown can get it together and kind of figure it out. We all know that he's a great coach. He just kind of has to figure out with this new lineup. I think Tobias Harris, I seen him, I think it was our first take, talking about how he's ready to go. So I think the Sixers, if they can get it together in a playoff series, I think they can shock anybody. They just have to get it together. And that's kind of what we've been saying about them all year. I think they need some more shooting over there, but if they can get it together, I think they're a dangerous team, a surprise team that could make a finals run. Now in the Western Conference, I'm gonna have to go with the Rockets. We talked about this earlier. The Rockets could shock anybody. They're like, we don't know what we're gonna get out of them. But like you said, they have two heavy hitters, and with that, you always have a puncher's chance. Because if those heavy hitters hit you with a good shot in your chin, it's probably over. So I think with those two out there, if they can get it together, James Harden's been looking good, working out. If he comes back fully in shape, ready to run, like I brought this up on the podcast before, how Russell Westbrook has kind of changed the way people play. If he comes back looking like how PG did after playing with Russ, how Oladipo did after playing with Russ mid-season, I think they're dangerous. We kind of thought they were dangerous before, but now if they're on the same page like that, they're definitely dangerous. Another coach that's on the hot seat, Mike D'Antoni. I think he's gonna try to figure it out. So I think that small ball lineup's been a killer. Like we said, that small ball lineup can work. It cannot work. We've seen it work. We've seen it not work. Like I said, right before the postponements happened, the problem was I was feeling like their legs were kind of tired. They had their legs under them. It's kind of like a race to the finish now. There's 8 games and then it's straight to the playoffs. I think with the 8 games can kind of help them get their legs back. And then by the time playoffs come, I think their legs will be exactly where they want it. So if they get that team, the players are hitting shot. Russell Westbrook's playing like how he was before the season had ended, kind of at the MVP level. Got his shooting percentage up to like 47% from the field. So if Russell Westbrook comes back like that, and like I said, James Harden comes back on figuring out how to play with Russ and back in shape, I think they're dangerous. I think I wouldn't want to play them even if I was the Lakers or the Clippers.
I completely agree with everything you said. Um, this is pretty much Brett told you. You mentioned it, but I'm just kind of echoing it now because I brought up how this D'Antoni's kind of this could be his last ride. This is probably Brett Brown's last ride if they can't get anything done. I actually thought you were going to say the Boston Celtics, but I'm really glad that you said the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, man. We kind of talked about them before too, having the best, record at home, throughout the league. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how these guys fit in together. Is Tobias, I also saw my first take as well. Is he going to be able to step up like they need him to and paid him to? Can they get Ben Simmons to start taking those shots that they're going to need him to take in order for them to get further than they can? What are they sitting at 6 right now?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, 6.
So look at the irony right there. 2 6 seeds that everybody thinks. But yeah, I don't really have to get into the Houston Rockets. I've been waving that flag for a couple months now. So I ain't got no much to add there. I completely agree with everything that you said. But yeah, man, that's the show. No, I'm lying.